because I need to be in another meeting in a little while.
Okay, it means about after 25 minutes or so, yeah?
It looks like today's just not going to be a Q&A session, that's all.
Okay.
Please silence the room. Thank you. Here we are, coming to you clearly. At this time, we allow you to appreciate this frequency as we have co-created it for you now. Thank you for attending this session that has been delayed. We have tried to make it appropriate for you in order to give you time to ask questions. However, we have lost a significant amount of time due to what has been going on with the speaker falling asleep. So now we are going to share with you what needs to be expressed at this time, and then we are going to get out. 1. What is everyone doing at this time? Because it seems as if the energy is delivering to us answers that you have been going into a standstill. Many of you are starting to feel as if you don't know what you're going to do with the information that you've been being brought. Haven't you been starting to see the power of what is being brought to you? Anyone?
Yes, thank you for your presence here. Thank you for your frequency that you
Thank
are
you.
giving off now and allowing us to reflect back to you.
Thank you. Haven't you seen what it is that you are trying to accomplish through your own actions of following your joy, following your excitement, and integrating some of the concepts that we have given you? We don't just mean following your joy. We don't just mean using your higher mind. We don't just mean reaching up. We mean all of the information that you have been being brought from us, through us, all of the information that needs to be being integrated at this time. We give it to you at precise times for certain reasons. It's part of the teaching process that we're putting in store for you if you would like to go down that road. However, we aren't forcing anything down your, let's say, tubes. We're not jamming it down your tubes. However, we would like for it to digest. We don't want it to get stuck, because how else do you think you're going to get new information moment to moment to moment to moment to moment? So you must remember to integrate all of the knowledge that is being brought to you right now, because if you're not, then you will not have space to enter into new consciousnesses, because you're still regressing on the old consciousness. Make sense?
Yes, it does.
Thank you. Recycling the old consciousness, we would like to correct ourselves. Now, many of you have been wanting to speak to Ektar. We want you to speak directly to Ektar, not Bashar. It is simply something that happens when entering into the vibration of channeling. So we are going to transfer this now and see what a new message has to say. Hold on. Mute, please. No interruptions at this time, no questions. No questions at all. Please just focus. The frequency of the deafening voice appears once the deafening room starts to listen. Look at life. Find beauty in your eyes. See it in its true color. The infinite, the colorful ways. Look at life. See it in its true ways. Not only the way that you perceive it to be, but in the infinite mind's eye. The way of the one life, the way of one consciousness, the way of the infinite creation. See it all. and envision it even better in the moment, as you can always enhance the beauty of life, one of the greatest gifts that you've been brought, adding more joy, adding more beauty, adding more excitement, adding more passion, adding more love, all the frequencies that are infinite. Make sense? Yes, we know you understand in a way. But the question is, will you integrate what we give you right now, or will you keep it, hold on to it, read it, decide whether or not you believe it over, let's say, a short time span of about 3 months? The way that we wish for you to receive the information is to just internalize it, then let it go. Because it will do what it needs to do when it needs to do it. And that's all there is to it. So many of you have been asking, where is Ektar? Where is Bashar? What is going on? Pinging requests to higher consciousness. And here is the take. Start following along. Start studying. Start integrating. Why bring more if you're still recycling less without internalization? May not be ready for chapter 6, still on chapter 4. May not be ready to turn the page if you haven't read the last words of the page. Don't think you're ready if you know you're not ready, because that's where you're going to be deceived as soon as you take the next thought. We are not here to deliver you evil messages. We're not here to give you a to-do list. However, we are here to show you what to do if you want to follow a list. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
We are here to give you that information, but you are the one who requests it. So, as we appear in many shapes, variations of form, and all different sizes unto you, through your imagination, your intent, and everything else that you wish us to come to you through. Start using it. Start using your imagination. We have told you countless times, endless times, over and over, why do you think? It is more powerful to use your higher mind than to use your normal mind to think 1,000 thoughts. Use one imaginary image and see what it does for your life. But when you start to reshape your life through the creative imagination, that is when you no longer need to think. You simply should just project. You simply should just be. You simply should just act. And that is all there is to it. All there is to reverberating, recontrolling the higher mind's power functions in a way is turning the lower mind off and allowing for higher thought, higher dreaming, higher imagery, higher imagination to come through unfiltered by the thought itself. Because the thought is a lower vibrational instrument filtering a much higher vibrational instrument with lower vibrational instrumentation, lower vibrational light, lower vibrational tools integrating with higher vibrational tools. What do you think will happen if one gets in the way of the other? Disinformation. Lower vibration filters the higher vibration. Have you ever, let's say, spoken to someone about something you feel is a very high vibrational topic and they perceived it in a very low vibrational way? Same thing goes for the lower mind. It perceives things based on what it knows, what it has recycled. And those beliefs, those ideas, that ideology is lower vibrational in nature because it contains less truth within it. It is simply perceptional thought. It is simply perceptional creation. It isn't truth in and of itself. And the higher mind comes with higher truth, higher wisdom, higher power, higher vibration, higher vibrational energy, we should say. And all that is will come to you when you can match that frequency. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, are there any quick questions?
Yeah, can you give us a permission slip for our rational mind, how to give us understanding that we are really non-physical beings, how higher frequencies are translated into our brain, and how it is that we exist on a higher frequencies rather than being just a physical body.
Yes, start imagining that moment to moment to moment to moment to moment to moment. Every single moment. Don't forget, as you start to walk through your room, start seeing yourself attracting everything in your life with your imagination. Just turn the imagination on and tell it to show you what it is that you are attracting. Maybe you'll start to bring more consciousness if you start to add more imagination to the picture. And we have said before, the imagination follows the intention. The imagination follows the intention. So, if you use your imagination to guide your intention, you can use that higher form of intention to add detail to your true intention of what you're trying to do in the moment. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? We would like to move on.
Please proceed.
All right, we will proceed in this way. Start doing it more. This is the to-do list. 1. Feed your brain powerful information to help you get to where you want to get. Start seeking it. Start seeking the knowledge that you need. 2. Do it. Once you have the information, do it. 3. Don't forget it. Keep doing it. Consistency is key, and action will take you to the recycling of good positive behaviors. 4. Integration with what you have chosen to become after the said action. Once you integrate with all that you have chosen to become, that is when you choose what you are moment to moment to moment. And that's what this is all about anyways. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right. One moment. Okay. Now, we have covered everything that we've needed to cover. Now it is your choice. Thank you for allowing us to speak. We've gotten what we needed to get out. Anything bonus is up to you.
Can we ask a question?
You can always ask a question. Would we like to answer is the question.
As I understand, I'm being born as a Capricorn, and as I understand, my karmic mission in that sense is to keep my frequency stable, and my challenge is how to keep myself in that frequency.
Maybe you are deciding to make that your theme at this time.
Yeah.
But how do you know?
Yeah, and synchronistically, this is what is reflected to me by astrology in that sense, and by numerology as well.
Well, don't believe in the astrology. Believe in what you create in that astrology. Don't believe in what they tell you. Believe in what you create for yourself based on what they have said. Make sense?
Yes.
It isn't the astrology. It isn't the astrologer that gives you the answers. It is you that gives yourself the answer with the astrologer. If that is the answer that feels right for you, then accept it. But don't accept it simply because they tell you to, because that is their answer, and you do not have to, let's say, focus on that answer. You do not have to become identified with that answer. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. Remember, nothing has any inherent meaning. You give it that meaning. So if you attach to that, you are making a choice to attach to any definition that they have given you. Be careful with the definitions that people give you, because that is what becomes identified with you and your life. Make sense?
Yeah.
Thank you. Does that help? Does it really help? Does it answer your questions? Will you become less identified with the information, or will you become more identified with it?
I become more identified with a higher perspective on that.
You are becoming more identified with a higher perspective in our eyes then, because you are starting to look at life through the lens of a higher vibrational being. One that simply chooses what it attracts itself to, what it attaches to.
Thank you for this reminder.
Thank you. You are welcome. Thank you for asking the question. Creating answers for all of humanity. We salute. Anyone else Jay, welcome.
Yeah, I have a question.
All right.
My question is, where do we go after we die?
Well, after you die, you simply move through let's say, various processes that come to you in certain ways that you have already created within your own consciousness. So, let's say you have a certain agreement to leave in a certain way, just like this, beautifully, going this way, this tunnel, this avenue, whatever it is that you have created is like your exit strategy. You've already designed it beautifully in your consciousness. It is not uncertain at all. That is why, when it is your time, there are people waiting for you to take you here, to take you there. But the question is, where are you going? Let's just say you go to. One moment. In your perception, we would like to say a higher realm. We do not want to give you a certain name for where you would go because we could be fooling you. But let's just say a higher realm. You do not simply cease to exist. You simply transmute your consciousness into higher vibration, and then you merge with that higher vibrational aspect of yourself. That is what happens. You do not die. You simply move forward. And at that time, you have more choices of what you wish to integrate yourself with because it is like you have just awoken from a very long dream. Many of you do not wish to go back to physical reality. You wish to explore the non-physical, ethereal realities, and that is fine. So, does that help? Need more information?
Yes, that helps.
Okay, need to know more? We can if you wish.
If you have something to share more, please proceed.
Well, it's all about what you would like to know.
Then perhaps nothing else. Yeah. By the way, can you advise any methodology or instrument that allows us technologically to translate higher frequencies, higher non-physical frequencies into the physical world?
No, sorry. We already told you it's very difficult to translate this information through technology. Maybe your scientists will figure it out soon. Maybe they already have. But as for you, it will be very difficult to translate that through this channel. It would not only be difficult to translate, but it would be difficult to put into application of how to communicate with an extraterrestrial through an electronic device. We have spoken of this before, haven't we?
What about crystals?
Well, crystals require a certain form of programming. You must know what you're doing with that crystal. Rubbing it 3 times and telling it what to do may not work, but it may help to enlighten your frequency for communication itself. So you're moving closer in the right direction. Crystals might get you to a desired result much faster than technology. Much faster than technology.
Yeah, but crystals
it will still be very difficult
technology.
To establish clear communication through only a crystal unless you are the clear conduit of that communication. It's very easy for you, but for anything else, you gotta know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question.
Of course.
Have you ever designed a computer?
No.
Then what makes you think you can communicate with extraterrestrials through the computer? We're not shunning you for believing because you possibly could if you were to follow that joy. Maybe it means something to you. But keep following it, and you will find your own answers on that journey. It may be a very long one, but you still may find answers, if you seek to know.
Yep, this is how life works.
Pathway of least resistance is how life works.
Mm-hmm.
Why communicate through a computer when you can communicate through a human computer?
Yeah.
All right, any last questions before we go?
Yeah, I have an interesting dream. Maybe you can share something on that.
All right, speak of it. Hurry.
In a dream, I have like a surface made of gold, like it was a golden color, and from that surface there was like a cone.
Yes.
One small cone and one large cone.
Yes.
The large cone in length approximately 30 centimeters. And when I took that cone. It felt like it's not made of metal, like it's a crystal in a sense, but very light form of crystal, and it was communicating with me like telepathically, and at the same
soul
time,
memories. Yep, you were integrating with older parts of yourself, parts of you that exist now, but in linear time are in the past. Different experiences that you were bringing up, maybe for certain purposes of how you can answer some questions for yourself, such as how can I channel more clearly? And the crystal shows up. So how about this? Start experiencing more, let's say, integrations with your crystals. You asked a question earlier. How can I clear my channeling? Did you not, in a way?
Yeah, thank you.
Use crystals. It is a permission slip. You asked for one, you've got it. You've given it to yourself. Just focus on your own answer. All right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, let us leave you with this. Have a good day. Don't think too hard. Don't try too hard. Don't be too much. Don't listen too closely. Just relax and enjoy your life. Follow your joy. Have a good night.
Sweet dreams to you all.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, that was short.
Yeah, it was very short. That's because I had a long sleep.
That's amazing how your voice just changed.
Right?
Jessica, it's so amazing how it is easy to amaze you.
That's funny. Oh, man.